have this drive or desire to like do something good with what I'm doing and have a positive impact on the world. And for me, entrepreneurship is like a really powerful way to do that.
Hey, what's up, you guys? David Osmond here, and I'm excited to introduce you to a good buddy of mine, Jay Davis, who's the CEO of a company you probably know about called PillowCube. And Jay was a born entrepreneur. He's learned the power of relationships over the years, and we sit down and talk about a whole bunch of stories. Here's a little bit of that conversation.
I'm Jay Davis, and I'm the CEO of PillowCube. I love being an entrepreneur. But I didn't start out loving being an entrepreneur. Sometimes I meet other entrepreneurs and they have these crazy stories of, oh, when I was a kid, I was selling stuff door to door, or I started my first business when I was 5. And that's really not kind of my way into entrepreneurship. I was always fascinated by business, and my dad and I would basically talk about religion and business. That was like the two, and basketball. Those are like our 3 topics. And so I just loved, he's a consultant for Fortune 500 companies. And so I just loved kind of like, well, why are they doing this? And why is this company doing well? Why is that company doing bad? And I was just a very curious kid, and he loves talking and answering questions. And so I would just always ask him about business. And so I never really imagined myself as an entrepreneur. That wasn't necessarily the thought. But then as I got older, I always wanted to do new and unique things. So in high school, I like wanted to drive race cars and just like stuff that was like, I want to do something different. I don't want to just do kind of the usual track. Most people in this world don't have what I have. And so I think that's affected me in my career, because I always have this drive or desire to like do something good with what I'm doing and have a positive impact on the world. And for me, entrepreneurship is like a really powerful way to do that. I had started creatively in 2017, built out this team, and we kept just helping people to kind of scale up to that next level. And after a while, we started to say, like, I would love to do this on our own, not just for financial reasons, but like, man, what if we had full control? Like, what would that be like? What would we learn? How could we grow? And so we eventually decided, like, let's start our own company. We started coming up with ideas. And I threw out this idea that I had as a kid of like, hey, I've always wanted to do like a cube-shaped pillow. My best friend growing up was Japanese. His mom told me about Asian pillow boxes, and that like, you know, not all pillows are shaped like American pillows. And that was very interesting to me. And then we were looking at some samples that different mattress companies and bedding companies had sent us. And I took these like kind of 2 pieces of foam that were 12 by 12 by 3. I put 2 of them together and laid down. I was like, man, that's the kind of the pillow I've been dreaming about since I was a kid. And so I spray glued those 2 pieces of foam together, hired a seamstress to make a cover for it. And then I just started like having friends come over. We'd like have people at the office and like, lay down on this couch right now and tell me what you think of this pillow. And it was very interesting because people would always be like, that's a really weird pillow. It's shaped weird, it looks weird. But then they would try it and be like, wow, that's amazing. And that for me kind of became kind of clue number 1. Like initially people thought it was strange, but when they tried it, the experience was amazing. I've had businesses go under, I've had things not work, I've had things do well. And I think what's always interesting is I always try and take the approach, going through one of those businesses that failed, me and my partner started to say, like, every trial is a blessing, every blessing is a trial. And it really just helped us realize, like, anytime we're in a really crappy time, like in our minds is a crappy time, it's really not that bad. And anytime we're in a really great time, like, it's not that great. Like, just kind of balance and come back to the middle. You're not as cool as you think you are. You're not as smart as you think you are. And then you're also not as bad as you think you are. And so just try and kind of have that balance. I think that's something that's helpful. And I've learned that from great entrepreneurs where they're like, oh, you're at this level of like challenge, you can go worse. Like it can get worse and you'll still be fine. Focus on what you can focus on what you can do today. The rest will kind of figure itself out.